Welcome to a new episode of Unplug Tech. This is the part two of the WordFest organizers, and we are so delighted to have the rest of the three organizers with us on today's podcast. And today also we are in three different time zones as the previous one. If you haven't watched the part one with Dan and Kate, go and watch it. The link is on our website. I am Meher Bala, a WordPress developer and consultant. I am a team rep of the marketing channel, and I also co-host this podcast. I'm going to give the mic to Ferry to introduce herself and our three amazing guests.
Thank you for giving a really nice introduction. This is Ferry Dharawat. I'm basically a writer. I work as a content manager, and I've been part of WordPress community actively since 2016. And also I'm co-host of Unplug Tech. And I'm so happy to introduce you the second part of WordFest organizers. And we are across 3 time zones. And how cool is that? I hope this excitement also you audience can see. And before I go on talking, I would like to pass the mic to Paul.
Yes, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are, of course. My name's Paul Smart. I run a WordPress agency in Southeast London, Smart Digital. I'm also on the Big Orange Heart fundraising team and on the WordFest sponsors team.
So, Michelle, will you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Michelle Frechette. I am the head of customer success for Give WP. I also volunteer for a number of organizations, including Big Orange Heart. And Paul and I have lots of meetings together, even before we decided to put WordFest together, but I am the speaker lead for WordFest.
Okay, Hauwa Apashia, can you please introduce yourself?
Hauwa Bashir, and background. My background is in project management, and I lead the sponsors team for WordFest, and been involved in WordPress, I think, since 2018, I think, or 2019. I can't remember now. It feels like a long time.
Being a part of such a big community, you don't really realize when you join the community. It's wonderful.
Like I said, at the time is an illusion. It's like you have been part of it for a long time, and then you say, oh, was it?
So we're going to talk about WordPress. WordPress, what is WordPress? WordFest is an online event which is run by the amazing team members of different communities across the WordPress ecosystem. And it's happening in 6 days. It's too close.
It's like how you guys are feeling right now. I mean, pulling off such a huge event, how you guys are feeling at this point?
Fine. No, we're fine. We're fine. It'll be good. It's gonna be an excellent event. We're fine.
We are sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's 6:30 in the morning here, and I've been sitting here since 5:30 working on WordFest this morning. So, yeah. But no, it'll be good. It's going to be a wonderful event. It's been a really good build up to it. The planning has gone well, and everything, I think, all the way across the board has gone very, very well. Well, we've got an amazing team. What can I say?
Yeah. And I think it's the same feeling as a normal WordCamp if we were running.
So which brings to this question, how is WordFest unique and different from other WordCamps? Because, like from a layman, it's more on mental health, but still, according to you organizers, how is it different from other online events?
So over the course of the last year, I think that online events have really changed a lot. So we've seen, from the first time we thought, oh, let's try to have a WordCamp online, and what does that even look like? to getting to the point where we are today. And one of the things about Big Orange Heart is we're already an organization that works with the remote community. So what we do is already online, and it's already working with people all around the ecosystem, like you said. So whereas traditionally WordCamps were localized, even if it was something big like WordCamp Europe or WordCamp US, it was still done in person in one space. This is specifically centered on the remote work community and reaching people wherever they are all over the globe.
Yes, Paul, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I think we're also from a attendees perspective, when they do come to WordFest, they'll see that the platform is potentially very difficult from something that they've seen, or sorry, different from something that they've seen before. Unlike, say, for example, Zoom calls, you do have the freedom within our platform to move within different stages, different tents and stuff that are there. So there's a lot more freedom to try and get that balance between what an online event where you would walk into a venue, you would see people you would go from one place to the other, and we're trying to recreate that as best as we can within a virtual environment.
Yes. Hauwa, would you like to add something?
Yeah, just say with the sponsors as well. I think we're trying to mimic as much as possible, the experience you would have if you were at a WordCamp. So it's tables, it's a booth. You can go and visit the sponsor, and it's like Paul was just saying, the platform itself makes it a bit better, because it's not like a Zoom call that you're just telling people, oh, here's a room and just go into that room. This is like they can actually see the tables where the sponsors are and decide, oh, I want to go there, or I actually know I want to start on my own table and chat with my friends or something. So it's a very similar feeling to being at a WordCamp.
Okay, that's really nice to know. There's familiarity and there's also a little bit of difference, right? Can I say that? It's also a little different and a nice balance of familiarity.
Yeah,
Familiarity.
absolutely.
Yes, please go on.
I think familiarity is best because that's how people are very calm and want to attend the event. In multiple WordCamps of Mumbai, I've been a part of the speaker team, and I know how difficult it is to vet the speakers, and we receive number of applications. I'm sure WordFest has also received multiple applications. And Michelle, since you are in the speaker team, how was it?
So originally we thought we would have 24 speakers, and we got over 150 applications to speak. So it was very difficult to try to think of how to narrow that down, and how do you select 24 people. So we were blessed that we were able to multiply that by 2, so we have 48 speakers. Of course, it still means that there's so many talks that we didn't get to pick, but we're very excited about the 48 speakers that we have lined up over the course of 24 hours, so that you're able to kind of go back and forth or listen to one and then go back later and hear another one. Because of the way it's all pre-recorded, so that you have an opportunity to hear everybody. And yeah, it was, when we first saw the first couple of applications come in, we were like, oh, this is exciting. People are starting to apply. And then you start to see more and more and more and more. And it's a wonderful problem to have, but it still also sometimes feels bad to tell somebody, I'm sorry, it didn't work this time. But we had so many great talks to choose from. And we used a blind selection process. So we, put everybody in kind of in a spreadsheet. We washed all the personal information. And then we had everybody in the team kind of rate every talk so that we could see what people were interested in. Also keeping in mind that we wanted to have as many speakers in their local regions as possible, since, we're starting in Oceania, then Asia, then Europe, Middle East and Africa, and then ending in the Americas. So we wanted to make sure that we were trying to incorporate as many people from those time zones as well. And so it was a bit of a juggling act, but I think that if you look at the speakers page that we have and the schedule, I think we've done a fairly good job of incorporating as many people and as many diverse talks as we possibly could.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're tuning in right now, please go to the speaker profile. The WordFest has huge, amazing lineup of speakers in all different parts, for writers, for website developers, for like everyone. And I think that's one of the unique points for attending the WordFest. So please go and check out the page.
There are
Uh,
quite interesting topics. There's topic related to yoga. There's topics related to meditation. There's you name it, and you will have some one topic or the other there in WordFest, and it's just amazing to see that there are people to give these kind of talks, and to share their knowledge and their information with a wider audience. So
so I think another interesting aspect is that can this also happen, or how are they going to manage to like pull this off? I think this itself is so interesting, because if last year has showed us anything, there has been online fatigue. There have been so many Zoom calls, and people don't want to be online or be any kind of meeting. I personally do not, but me as someone who's very not uh, technologically challenged, and I don't want to be more inclined to attend any Zoom meeting. This is fascinating and interesting. So this aspect, how did you guys try to make it different? I would like every one of you to give your point.
Well, I think Paul really kind of hit the nail on the head when he talked about the platform that we're using. The fact that you can kind of come and go from different stages into different tables and talk to people. And like Hauwa said, you can actually see who's in the room before you go and join the room. So you can kind of make a decision of which sponsor table you're going to visit and who else might be there that you'd like to see. One of the things that's happened over the last year is that we've become maybe a little more fatigued about online. But the beauty of it is we've met more people all over the world too that we wouldn't have the opportunity to otherwise. So when I go and I look at the tables, I can see, oh, there's Ferry. I haven't seen her in so long. I'm going to go in there and say hello. And so it gives us the opportunity to continue those relationships that we've started to build from different online events, and then have the opportunity to do that networking too.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I think part of that was when we were actually developing the platform more, was where people say, for example, on a Zoom call, and you get put into a room, that can quite often be an uncomfortable feeling, particularly if you land into a room you don't know the people who are there. Whereas what we're trying to do here is to actually, as Michelle says, you can see who is on the individual tables and the tents. And before you actually go in, so you're going, and you can, hopefully we're making everyone feel more relaxed. The whole idea of WordFest is a celebration of WordPress. We want people to enjoy themselves, which is one of the reasons why we had such a varied range of talks as well. Because if we're all in business doing a variety of different things, we want different things. You might want someone who wants to see something about design, development, as you say, yoga. There's so many different aspects of working remotely that we want to try and cover as much of that as we possibly can. And we want everyone to have fun and enjoy themselves. That's a big part of it, really. As I say, it's a celebration. It's a festival. We want everyone, and then we're trying to bring that across from what would have been, say, for example, a WordCamp into that virtual sense. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm quite excited as well, because it's like you said, it is that experience of being in a WordCamp, because you can choose the table that you want to go to, the sponsor that you want to go to. And I mean, the sponsors have been amazing. Like some of them, the events that some of them are scheduling, which is very similar to what you would have at a WordCamp. It'd be like, oh, there's a quiz, there's a game, there's a discussion. So it's having that and being able to experience that, but also it's that that fear of missing out, because there's a talk this time, it might be clashing with this one, I won't be able to attend, I really want to listen to both, which one do I pick? And it happens on an online event, with all the other ones, there is that thing, but with this one at least it's like, oh, I can relax, I can watch it, and then I can come back later and watch the one that I missed, and meet more friends, make new friends as well. And I think it is just a wonderful experience. And also the other thing I would add on the speaker side, it's when you do go to an event and you're like, oh, that speaker's going to be there, if you're on this on the organizing team, and you're like, I really want this speaker, and then that speaker says to you, I'm sorry, but I can't come because, you know, visa problems or something problem has happened. And now it's like, no, you can be there. And it's so exciting. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I mean, even from the speaker side, when when you want a speaker might want to engage with the audience, but they're already in a little stress mode. Like, okay, I just had, I don't want to answer any questions. That and this really helps. They have already done the labor of creating a video, and now they can actually relax and have a nice engaging conversation about the talk and indulge in the conversation, if I can say, right?
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
One of the
Sorry,
great
Michelle.
things too, no, that's okay. One of the great things too is that because every talk has been submitted in advance, our team has been able to put transcriptions. So every single talk will be accessible with transcriptions on screen while the speakers are speaking.
So there is no way that you can miss out, and so the WordFest organizers are taking a lot of effort to make it accessible so that it's a very nice experience for you to to you know to come and be part of it. So yes, please go on and have a look on the website and check out.
And register, get your tickets.
That's right.
It's
It's free.
wordfest.live/register. Go get your tickets.
Yeah, I mean, all this effort, all for free. I mean, it would mean, why is it free? I mean, people would think, but we need something like this so that it's accessible to everyone. And yeah, I mean, if it sounds it's too good, it's too good because it's needed. It's much needed at this time. It's at this point when so much has already done, we need an event that really caters to our mental health, and they have really focusing on the happy factor and relaxing factor, which is very important.
Absolutely. We wanted to start 2021 in the right way. After all, let's face it, we've all had 2020. We're all glad to see the back of that, that's for sure. So that's hence we've got it in January.
Yeah.
Was there any other dates which got proposed and
We're laughing because Paul and I and Dan and maybe Giles was in on that meeting too, Paul, originally thought, oh, we should probably do this for Giving Tuesday in December. And then we quickly realized we couldn't pull it off in a month. So we pushed it back to the end of January thinking that's so far away. In truth, it was not very far away.
No.
but it's going to happen and it's exciting. So we were able to pull off a miracle.
Yeah, we're all like swans at the moment. We're sitting here nice and relaxed, but underneath the desk, our feet are paddling away, believe me.
We should mention there's a huge team behind us too. So yes, you're speaking to the lead organizers of the event, but we have so many wonderful volunteers that are making it all happen. I'm sorry, Hauwa, I interrupted
No,
you.
I was going to say the same thing. Really, it's a huge team effort. So yes, but I think this is what we like to do. So it's like, oh yeah, why don't we run this on this date? And we'll get there. Don't you worry. And then we do. But I think it's part of the joy of volunteering and being part of something that you are passionate about. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we have had an incredible response right the way across the board from, as Michelle said, speaker applications, as Howard said, with the sponsors, with the volunteers, everyone right the way across the board has been really, really amazing.
And our media partners, we can't forget our media partners.
Absolutely. That's what I say. Everyone has been just fantastic right the way across the board. It's, really looking forward to it.
I
sure,
see
definitely.
our hosts have been tweeting and sharing out everything about WordFest. So we appreciate that so much.
We are excited about the event as well. I mean, like I said, I'm really curious how this is going to turn out, because so many interesting things which I've not actually seen in the online event, and you guys are doing something different and much needed. So yes, it is exciting.
All online events have been backed by our amazing sponsors. There are a lot of companies in the WordPress ecosystem which sponsors such good events. So would you like to name some of the sponsors and how difficult or how smooth the journey was? in the sponsorship team?
No, honestly, the sponsors have been amazing in responding and, wanting to do this, given that, 2020, like you said about Zoom fatigue and maybe things as well as they thought they might have gone in other events. But we've got a great lineup of sponsors. I mean, but we have struggled in getting sponsors in some regions. So think I don't know, in 5 days can we still get some more? I don't know, Paul, do you think we can still get some more if I put a shout
Uh,
out to say, hey, if you're in the Oceania and
Absolutely.
Asia region, come
Yeah.
along. We would love to speak to you. But yeah, I mean, our sponsors, we've got Fused, GoDaddy Pro, Elementor, Post Status. Sorry, I'm going to run through the list. Cloudways and Bluehost, Watchful, Yoast, 20i, Go WP, Termageddon, and WP Buffs. So yeah, a great lineup. And it's, I think for me, dealing with sponsors this time, it's been, dare I say, slightly easier, harder in terms of recruitment because we have gone around the world, but slightly easier in the sense that there isn't as much as you would have done with a normal WordCamp, because you got to think about where's the space. Have I got enough space for them? And are they bringing swag and the logistics of transporting all their stuff across over there? So I think it's there've been different challenges, I would say. But yeah, enjoyed it.
And I
Paul, do
think
you have
it's really
anything?
great. Well,
Oh,
Hauwa
Michelle,
and
sorry.
Paul, and that's okay. Hauwa and Paul and the team have been really creative in working with our sponsors too. So we recognize that it's a global event, and even though the talks are all in English, the website is also multilingual because we have a partnership in Weglot as well. So my hat's off to these guys for all the work that they've been doing with our sponsors, and I've just been sitting back watching all of that happen.
Yeah, and as everyone said, the sponsors have been amazing. As Howard said, we have had a couple of areas where it's been a little bit difficult, Oceania and Asia, but once those sponsors that have come on board have been really, really good. It's been really good. It's going to be a great event. So if there are sponsors out there who are still interested in sponsoring, then get in touch with us.
Yep, we rely on coffee or maybe tea or nothing, but we it's a 24-hour event, so we're here 24 hours to help get you on board.
Yes, sponsors, is anyone tuning in? We would love. First of all, thank you for sponsoring such an amazing event. And if you're considering of sponsoring, then don't consider. Come on in. Like, look at our wonderful organizers. Look at the energy, the excitement. We are sure. Unplug Tech is sure it's gonna be an amazing event.
So, most of you all are a part of the Big Orange Heart, the charity organization. Can you tell our audience about, what is Big Orange Heart and how does it help people? And, you know, like for the people who don't know about Big Orange Heart.
Paul, you've been part of the organization the longest of us all, I think. Why don't you go ahead?
I think I have. Yeah, I've been part of Big Orange Heart for quite some time. I mean, Big Orange Heart is a charity, and we're there to offer support for remote workers. The charity's mission is to support and promote positive well-being and mental health within the remote working communities. It's a fantastic charity. I've been involved with it now for a number of years. When it was WP and Up, which was specifically WordPress focused, and then we realized that the wider remote working community, which of course over the last 12 months has increased so much more because there's so many more people working remotely, which does bring its challenges. It has its benefits, excuse me, but it also brings its challenges working remotely. In a number of cases, people are working in isolation, and can go for a number of days without talking to people. And that's where the charity steps in. And again, with events like this, other events that we run, the idea is to bring people together. And then, of course, outside of that, we are offering support to people as and when they need it. But again, as a charity, we do rely on sponsorship, donations, etc., which, of course, over the last 12 months, we've seen an incredible increase in demand. But like a lot of charities, a decline in terms of the contributions that are coming through the door, which again brings its own challenges. But if we can help, one person, then we've done a good job.
Also, I think when you register for WordFest, there's a small $10 donation which goes back to the Big Orange Heart. So if you want, you can opt for
Yes, that is
donation.
optional.
It's optional. If you want, you
Absolutely.
can.
Yes. And if somebody wants to come back later and make a donation, we'll have that available also on bigorangeheart.org, but also on the day of WordFest, we'll have that opportunity. And we also have many micro sponsorships. Many companies and individuals have chosen to do micro sponsorships to move it a little bit further with their donations as well. So we're still always open for those.
Also, you can like us and follow us and share this with your connections, because you never know who you're going to help with this. As we said, this is a free event. Even if you retweet or share it with your connections, it can be benefit to multiple people. So let's use the power of social media and try to share it as much as we can.
Power of social media is amazing, because I got to know about WordCamp just because of Facebook, and which made me interact with my local community, which made me interact with a global audience, which made me, interact with such amazing people from the marketing team, training team, core team. Like, it just increases your scope. So social media does have that power. So go share it, like, tweet, thank the sponsors, thank the speakers, thank the organizers for their endless amount of time and dedication to pull off such an event. Because as an organizer, I know how much of time and dedication it needs to, pull out an event. So
Yeah, that has been one of the plus sides, actually, I will say, of this last 12 months and everything going virtual. We, as part of Big Orange Heart, one of the events that we run on a monthly basis is a WordPress London meetup. And we now see that we have people from all over the world attending that. Whereas, of course, when it was an in-person event, it was very much just local to people in and around London. And that's been really good, is connecting with people from all over the world when we run events like that.
Definitely, because that's how the community comes together, because that's how, we try and build relationship. That's how we build connections. Like, I did not know Hauwa a few months back. Because of training, I got to know her. I got to know Michelle. Now I'm getting to know Paul. Yesterday, I got to know Dan and Kate. There's lots of, people, in the WordPress ecosystem you'll get to know. So attend this event, and like, as me and Fairy share this strange connection with WordCamp, because it's because of WordCamp our friendship grew, and that's why I think 6-7 years later Unplugged Tech is born. So I would definitely recommend people to attend WordFest. Even if you don't, even if you want to hear the talks at your own pace, you go and start talking to people, meet sponsors. You never know where the connection takes you forward.
So yes, we did meet in WordCamp, and I still remember how it was. We just spoke about social media and power of social media. So one of the reasons for me to be more active in social media is thanks to Meher Bala. So yes, please share as much as possible, and our friendship has is the reason why Unplugged Tech is there. And okay, it happened because of WordPress community, WordCamp, and now you have a really great platform called WordFest, which is different and same, the best of both worlds. And we have, again, I'm going to reiterate, we have amazing uh, uh, people from the team telling us why you should attend. So please consider joining the event.
So the next question is a bit tricky. Why is it important for professionals, especially remote workers, to take care of their mental health?
It's important for everybody to take care of their mental health, for sure. And Big Orange Heart really works to help remote workers understand that even though you might be working, by yourself, that you're not alone, and that you have resources that are there to help you. And a lot of our talks a lot of our talks are technical talks. A lot of our talks are WordPress talks, but a lot of our talks are also about how to protect your own mental health. And, we have a talk about ADHD. We have a talk about how to make sure that your employees have access to mental health resources. We have a yoga talk. I heard this week too that we have yoga happening in one of the sponsor tents. So there's going to be lots of opportunities to learn of different coping skills, different ways that you can make sure that you are staying healthy in your own environment. And since that's the the main drive behind Big Orange Heart, it was important for us to have that be part of WordFest as well.
Do you want to add anything to this, Hauwa?
Oh, it's free. It's free. You get to travel around the world, even though it's, virtually traveling around the world. So there's different touch points. There isn't the fear of missing out. Like I said, with the talks, they're pre-recorded. You can always come back and watch one. And as long as you've got access to the platform, you'll be able to watch on. So yeah, I mean, why not? It's like Paul said earlier, it's a great way to kick off 2021. Go in and enjoy and visit the sponsors. I mean, like Michelle was saying, yeah, some of the sponsors have some interesting things happening. So I think, yes, definitely come and join.
Yeah, they do. They've got some great things happening, the sponsors. There's also going to be sort of virtual swag. They've got discounts going on and all sorts of things that will be there for people, for prizes, for various things that are running for them. And although the talks are pre-recorded, of course, we've got the speakers will be there after their talk is finished to answer questions live. And as everyone says, you can always go back and catch up on things and see things afterwards. But if you do got something specific that you want to watch, then you can engage with the sponsors, with the speakers afterwards. So, and remember, the whole thing's there to be fun. It's a celebration of WordPress, So, it's all there for us all to have a good time.
I think this focus is very important, that it is fun and relaxing, and
absolutely,
it's very important. It's very important.
Yeah. And we all need that, if we're remote workers and stuff, and or even if you're part of a team and stuff, you need that bit of downtime and that's all part of your mental health, is having a bit of fun as well. It doesn't need to be work all the time. So it's going to be good. Although we're going to be there for 24 hours, so I'm not quite sure towards the end how we're all going to be, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
I've booked off next Saturday to sleep the whole day.
Yeah. I think we'll need
Saturday
it.
for you, Sunday for us, I think.
Depending on the time zone, I think we cross over 3 days, don't we? I think.
Yeah, we
Yes.
do. It's
Yes.
3 days. Yeah.
Who came up with this idea of like 4 different time zones?
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that was me and Dan, actually.
Yeah,
Dare I say it? I think it
was
was.
Dad.
I think it was me. I think it was me and Dan, actually. The original idea came out of a conversation that we had. So, but yeah, we'll see. It'll be fine. It'll be good. We've got coffee. It'll be fine.
It's like a snowball that starts at the top of the mountain and continues to grow as it gets towards the village.
And this has as well.
Yes, exactly.
And at the end, I think there'll be a party where everyone will having fun. And I think once it's closed, then the de-stress will start.
It'll be a good day. It'll be a good time. And, our hope is that people will learn something, they will get resources that they need, and they'll begin maybe some friendships and relationships that they didn't have before, and continue and grow some with people that they've met. And so it's just another opportunity for us to come together, celebrate WordPress, but mostly celebrate the people of WordPress, and bring us together in an event that we can really just enjoy ourselves.
I think what comes across is like very nurturing environment, which is very important, and this is what I can take, and I think that's really nice. It's more than nice. Nice is like a simple word, but yes, it comes across a safe and nurturing environment, and much needed.
There's lots to look out for. So, any last tips or advice you want to give about mental health or WordFest to everyone out there?
Come along to WordFest and enjoy yourself. You need the downtime, that will be very good for your mental health. And, as everyone said here, there's opportunities there to meet new people, to listen to some great talks, to interact with some fantastic sponsors. There'll be things that they'll be giving away and prizes and one thing and another. So there'll be things there to take advantage of as well, and it's all for a good cause, which is for us as a community and our mental health and well-being. So come along and enjoy yourselves.
I second
we'll all
that.
be there, so feel free to say hello. We don't bite.
Yeah, come around, say hello, and I also think just don't forget that you're not alone. Even if you may feel you are alone, you might have a lot of people around you and you think you're alone, you aren't. So definitely, reach out, join the charity, and register. After hearing this, why wouldn't you want to register?
Right.
Come on.
Absolutely, yes.
It's free,
Just
so
to get to know us.
just come. That's right. Even if you could only come for a few hours, it's a free event. So get your ticket and come see what it's all about.
Get your coffees. I'm sure all the organizers will have lots of coffees.
We love coffee. Everyone in this room loves coffee, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you come along, of course, you get the opportunity to talk to the five of us.
Yes.
There you go.
At various points throughout the event. What more could you want? What reason do you need not to come?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just come and talk to them. It may not be related to WordPress. It may not be related to work. Just talk about movies. Talk about serials. Talk about which games it's fun to play. Which games people like to play. Which books you all like to read. Just come and talk.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the fact that special effort has been taken to break the ice, having table, that itself is very new and something to experience. So I think we're going to keep saying that, try it and see it for yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely. So to all our audience, don't forget, WordFest is officially on the 21st, but in some time zones it starts on the 20th. So I can roughly say it's 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So
If you go to the website, you can see the time in what the schedule looks like in your own time zone. So we've tried to put tools together to make it easy to attend.
yes, I've seen the schedule and it helps a lot.
Good.
So come attend, come register. As Kate said in the earlier interview as well, registrations will be open on the day of the event as well. So if you've not got your tickets before, register on the day. If you're interested in some talks, go and register. Shout out on social media. And if you're busy with work, retweet. And come along when you're just sitting on scrolling through your phone. Just come along. There will be a lot of people.
Absolutely.
I take this opportunity to thank Michelle, Hauwa, and Paul. Thank you very much for being a part of this episode. It's lovely to have all three of you. And it's lovely to have Michelle again on our podcast. If
It's
you
my
haven't heard her first podcast on how to start podcasting, it's on our website. Go check it out. It's an amazing insights. She has shared a lot of things with us when we initially started it. And she's also one of our amazing sponsors for Unplug Tech. So
it's a pleasure, and you are always fun to talk to, and I never shut up. So there you go.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. It is a good talk, actually. I listened to that talk yesterday, actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
it is very good. So if you haven't heard it, then go along and listen to it. It's very good.
Yeah, so this podcast, so yes, you were saying, how are you saying something?
No, I was just going to echo. Yeah, it was a really good talk. I listened to it too.
So Unplug Tech definitely takes tips from what Michelle has shared, and we are trying to incorporate it and make it more streamlined. So yes, you have more reasons to have a look. at the podcast. And again, I'm just going to keep repeating it. Please go and register now, because look at our amazing faces. Like, we have worked hard for you, and come and check out, register now, or retweet. I mean, I'm mostly on Twitter. I drink coffee and caffeine. I also drink tea, coffee, tea, coffee, and Twitter. So that's me. So retweet and tag us, right? I'm sure everyone is on Twitter.
Oh,
And
yes.
yes, so please tweet and tell us that how was your experience, or how is your experience, or just share your thought, throw your thought at us, and we'll reply. We'll of course reply.
And if you've attended the event and if you want to share your thoughts and if you want to come on the podcast, come on the podcast. We would love to hear about WordFest. And if you would like to just share your experience with the organizing team, come. I think the organizing team is also very interested in knowing your feedbacks, because it's the first and many more to come continue WordFest. So
Yeah. Oh, we definitely welcome the feedback, because at the end of the day, we're doing it for the community. So if there's things that people feel that we can improve on once they've attended this event, then great. Give us the feedback. We welcome it.
Absolutely.
Terry, any last thoughts before we wind up?
Yes, I mean, I do tend to have a lot of thoughts, but right now all I can think is that I think it's really an amazing thing for Unplug Tech to be media partner for something that our beliefs and values align with what Big Orange Heart and WordFest stands for. Like, I personally am a mental health advocate. I would go to tell people, okay, you need to do this, this, this. Same with Meher. Like, when I'll be down, she'll be telling me to take care of my mental health and all. It's a very important part of our lives, and to be promoting something what we believe in through our passion project is like, even I as a writer can't describe it. So this is a very amazing opportunity, and we are doing this. Unplug Tech is doing this in less than a year of being around, and having this partnership project is amazing. I pardon me for using the same word. But yeah, I think, yeah, so thanks for tuning in, and thank you to Hauwa, Abashia, Paul Smart, and Michelle.
Thank you for having
Michelle,
us.
yes, absolutely. It was
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you all at
Thank
WordFest.
you. Yes, we look
Yeah.
forward to
Yes.
it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.